that hype guy is officially not well. He was acting like a mad person. Like, no, he was dancing, but great dance steps have become like madness now. Like,
with the face and everything
exactly,
as well.
right? I was like,
and he's a very smart guy. Very smart guy.
The guy?
Yes. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. He has green hair.
The hype man?
And was telling me,
he had green hair.
And was telling me that next month, it changes his hair color like every month. I bet him 100K for the next color for next month.
What's the color for next month?
He said burnt orange. But very intelligent guy. He's in branding and comms. He has worked for a couple of big media outlets. So
makes good money.
Good guy. Makes good money. But money misroad.
Why do you call it money misroad?
He has juries and big phones and everything. I don't know.
But if someone sees him now, to them now, he's living the life.
Right.
Because the first thing that came to my head was like, there's literally a career path. Like you can say, I'm a hype man.
Yeah, that's so crazy though.
Yeah. We've gone from I'm a branding person, I'm a marketer. We've gone from I'm a doctor, I'm a what do you want to call yourself again? I'm an accountant, to saying I'm a hype man.
Dr. Lomaka.
On your CV, professional hype man.
Professional hype man. I think that's becoming our reality gradually.
But but he still feels a bit insecure about it too. He still feels a bit, because we had a long conversation. He still feels insecure about him being a hype man. It's like he's a hype man today. He's a hype man today, and he's looking forward to becoming an artist. And I was wondering, why don't you just stay as a hype man? It's a thing. People do hyping and they make good money, and just stay there. He said no, that no, he would drop it for like his prodigy or something. There was another guy there who's like an upcoming whatever he wants to be.
Shadowing him or something.
Yeah, so he still feels insecure being called a hype man, honestly. So I don't know.
It's weird though. It's weird. Because I remember the first time I heard someone say that a child say I want to become a YouTuber. And I'm like, things have changed. That was when it dawned on me. I'm like, really? So imagine someone's resume puts Zara Farm YouTuber.
It's funny because I actually have influencer on my CV. No, honestly, when I apply for like jobs and stuff, like it's on my CV.
Are you
social
serious?
media. Yeah.
That's
cool. That's our reality, right? But the thing is that now we're talking about influencers, it's funny because when you see them, let's use your page as an example. When I go through your page, it's like, oh my God, look at these lovely pictures, look at these lovely places, and like, Zara is just living the life. Zara's life, your life is soft, and that's why you hear people saying like, I want a soft life. But my question is, we keep hearing a soft life all over Twitter, all over social media. Like, well, what does it really mean? I mean, what would be your own definition of a soft life?
Soft life.
If you even buy into it in the first place, anyway.
Yeah, buy into soft life. I want soft life. Who doesn't want soft life? But I think it's very subjective and at the same time objective, right? So for me personally, soft life is just like freedom to be able to choose to do or not do when or when not you please, right? So it's just like, okay, like if I say I want to wake up today and I don't want to cook Indomie, and like, okay, let me go to a restaurant or like eat something, or let me go, clubbing with my friends, or let me do stuff that makes me happy, like live a life of leisure. That is soft life.
That would be soft life for
and
you.
Not having like the stress in your head of, okay, as I'm eating this 5K going in my mouth right now.
Because there is that, right? So but how do you now reconcile it, right? How do you reconcile it with your ability to, should I say, afford it? Because when people talk about soft life, it's like it's something that is esoteric, like something that they feel like they want it, but it's out of reach. That's the vibe I get when someone says I want a soft life. Like, you want it, but they say it as if it's out of their reach. It's something they can't easily grasp. I mean, for you, Tayo, how would you interpret this soft life?
Yeah, I just feel like there's a reality and there is social media. So I think a lot of people are more into showing people that they have a soft life. As an influencer, you might actually be having a bad day in real life, but you have to create that content. and smile and prove to people that you're having a soft life. So personally, I don't think there is any such thing as soft life. You can fake it. You can video yourself having a soft life. Right now, I look good. I look pink. You know. But trust me, I'm going through a lot of stuff backhand. But then I'm going to take a cute picture this afternoon and post it on my Instagram. And somebody's saying,
not even tired of it. No. If I don't see like 3 or 4 slides of this on our WhatsApp and Instagram status, like,
what's wrong, girl? Is everything okay?
Yeah. So, so there's the need to show to follow the trend, to prove that you're good, you're traveling, you're having good food in an expensive restaurant. And it is also the back end of your reality, like dealing with insecurity, dealing with family issues, dealing with your own demon. So I don't know.
So what you're
I don't know
saying
if it's
is
real.
A soft life is a facade.
Yeah, the old social media soft life is not real.
Soft life is fundamentally a life of luxury, right? And
luxury.
For most people, luxury is inaccessible. It's supposed to be inaccessible. That's why it's luxury
in the
right?
first place, right?
And so, soft life, there are some people that wake up, eat, breathe, sleep, travel, move, soft. Everything is soft, taken care of, like very pampered, right? And then there's others which is like, okay, you want to have that, so maybe you incorporate it into your life in small ways. Like maybe you go out for dinner like twice a month, or you take yourself to this spa like once a month or something cute like that, right? And then you have the other side of it where it's like none of those things are actually within your reach, or like they're actually like realistically obtainable for you, but you really like choke yourself and push yourself like I'm gonna do it so that people can see that I'm doing it and think, when in reality is not. That's not soft life. If you're doing that, that's not soft life, because you're not actually like.
So if you're doing it to show people,
you're not. No, you're definitely not.
So if it's not something, what you're saying, let me get this. If it's not something that comes easily, or naturally to you, then it's not soft.
Because the fact you have to struggle in the first place to get there, that already cancels out.
You probably have to save and deny yourself some things to eat in a restaurant.
It's like, I'm like, okay, this whole month I'm gonna eat only Indomie, so that at the end of the month I can take myself to Cali and I can post a picture
with a hashtag.
Like,
but that's what the trend, the soft life trend is. That's the meaning of it on social media. I see people create content like, croissant $500, hotel room $1,000, account balance $50, and people are proud to say that see, they have spent all their money on all this luxury stuff and I don't have anything in my pockets. I think it's becoming normal to actually save up, drink the Gary, and at the end of the day you have 1 or 2 days of luxury. I think that's what they mean by soft life. Back then everybody's like, you have to save your money, you have to have fat bank account. So I think people are beginning to shift from that to say spend the money.
Inflation is not even making sense again. Like the longer you keep the money in your bank account,
as you see me
like you spend all your money
as you see me like this, the guy says, as you see me like this, I go spend my last card. You know that trend? I can't remember how it goes now.
Any money where I get
enjoyment. Okay, but here's the thing. I don't think it's with that. I think it's more of like, you know what? I'm just going to use my money to enjoy, as opposed to I am going to struggle to enjoy. So the money that I do have is going to go towards, because I feel like there's just been a general shift in mentality towards like a lot of like self-care, just pampering yourself, and like, because I feel like
spending money on yourself.
Like I'll say like my parents' generation or like their parents' generation, it was very much like you work, you know, be responsible, you have bills to pay, you have this to pay. And like my generation was just like, honestly, this life is one. If I pay my bills and I walk on the road tomorrow and a bus hits me and I die, and I've been suffering the whole time.
So let me just enjoy my money now.
Exactly. I might as well just like, have nice things while I'm still breathing and I can still enjoy them. It's not when I'm 60 years old and my hip is hurting and I'm like, oh yeah, babe, do you want to go to Mauritius? And my husband is like, oh yeah, just throw out my back, I can't go.
I remember
just throw out my back.
I remember helping my friend to clear out her late grandma's room, and we saw stash of money. Of money, 50 naira notes. Apparently, I think in our days, 50 naira was like the highest denomination. So they had stack of money. When I say stack of money, I'm talking about big Ghana must go of money.
She was keeping the money.
She was keeping the money, and this grandma is so stingy.
Does that money still make sense?
It doesn't make sense. Some of them are deteriorated, bad, so you can't even use them or you can't do anything to them. I think you're just keeping it as props. My point is that this grandma spent her whole life saving up money. She didn't go anywhere. She didn't give people money. She didn't help anybody. She didn't, and at the end of the day, she's dead now and she's gone. So that's where my generation is trying to move away from, like, see, this money, we're going to make it and we're going to spend it. We're going to work hard and even, play harder. So, so it was really sad seeing that stack of money.
That's sad though. But then again, I think so I hear what both of you are saying, and I think that the challenge is there's a thin line between faking it till you make it, and actually being able to afford it. So I kind of like, if I would define the soft life, I think it would be in one word: life on my terms. Life on my terms, like whatever I decide to do. Maybe if I say I want to marry a South Korean tomorrow, I get married to a South Korean. Right. If I say that I want to give birth to my child in New Zealand, I give birth to my child in New Zealand. If I say that for the next 3 months, I want to be writing from a beach house whereby I can see the sun rise and set every day, I get to do that. For me, it is life on my terms. Well, I think that there's this pressure now via social media, right? So, of course, people have always wanted to keep up with the Joneses before now. Like, you always like the idea of Zara is doing it, I must do it. Tayo is doing it, I must do it. And then I think when people just see you, let's speak to that. When people see you living the life they have imagined or they would like to live, because they look at you. Maybe you post your pictures on social media, someone can be like, now wow, Zara is living a soft life, and it makes me question: why do you think the soft life does it equate to having an easy life? Is it? I mean, you think it's the same, one and the same?
Soft definitively is problem-free, ease, peaceful, tranquil. Like, it's just no struggle, no effort, no form of...
Do you agree with that? I see you shaking your head.
No, there's no such thing as no struggle, no effort.
Or maybe minimal. Maybe no is having an absolute...
Like small effort, big money.
Now, where your own craze for stop, now there another person on for start. Everybody says Davido had it soft and Wizkid, he built his brand from the ghetto and all that. Davido and Wizkid stuff. They're both struggling in their own way. Do you get? They're both struggling in their own way. Would you say
Davido and Wizkid, would you say they have a soft life?
Definitely.
We say they have a soft life.
Now they have it. Yeah.
You think they have a soft life?
I don't think they have a soft life. I don't think so. I don't personally believe that there's anything like soft life. I'm sorry. I don't think so, because it's all fake. What's your reality that you're not showing people? Is there anybody that actually has a soft life?
Okay,
give me an example.
What do you define as soft life? I feel like that's where they think
I don't even think that concept is real. So I can't even define it, because your definition, I feel, of tranquility and something. But Nigerian government alone, they're not your family members. You don't know the governor of Lagos State. You don't know, but it's affecting you. To get here this morning alone, do you know how much you had to pay your driver, or pay Uber, or pay transport, or enter bus? So can you really have a soft? This life is hard. Forget it. There's no such thing as soft life. We are just faking it,
or maybe we're using the wrong term. Should we
happy.
Call it the I don't care life?
Maybe like, I can't kill myself life. The troubles are there, but I'm not going to focus on it.
I think that's different though. I can't kill myself is like, I'm still kind of, but I can't come and die.
Yeah.
Soft life is like, I'm not thinking of I cannot kill myself, because I don't have to think about that. So it's like, okay, look at people that like have like sugar daddies or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the softest life.
But your life really soft.
Have you seen my friend's sugar daddy? His belly is reaching his knee like this. How can she be having sex with that kind of person and she's happy? She will spend the money fine, but please, it's just going to be like,
I like you soft.
But it depends. Some people like that.
The belly reaching the knee.
Some people
sweating and smelling like a pea goat.
How do you
God
know that it smells style?
Because I've met him before. I've chopped the money, but I cannot stand that man, and he smokes like a chimney. Like which kind of? I'd rather stay single for the rest of my life than have sex with that man. What's that?
But that's people's.
But she's in Mauritius today. She's in Seychelles tomorrow. She's Kinika.
It's her priorities.
Yeah.
So it's like what you'd find as a big issue might be like bottom ranking
for someone else,
importance for her. So in her own perspective, or for her, it's like everything enjoyment is the biggest thing. Every problem is like so minute. So
the way he looks might not mean anything to her. I mean, as long as her needs are met, I guess.
And so when you now total everything up, pluses plus minuses, everything ends up being the plus side. So the life cons. Is soft. She's like,
sorry.
Imagine she had to work for.
I have to use
for the trip. Imagine she had to work for. She had to do a 9-to-5 or literally earn the money she uses for.
What she does is worse than a 9-to-5. What she does is worse than me waking up 4 a.m. in the morning and going to.
But that might just be good to you.
To you.
But again, again. So I think like one thing we've established here is that the soft life is subjective. Mm-hmm. Like everybody's interpretation of the soft life. Yeah. But from what Tayo is saying, what I hear you say is that Nigeria is enough for us not to even have anything called soft. And so in that case,
$1 is $6.50.
Wait, is it $6.50?
Yeah, about 620-ish. Yeah, over 600.
Friday about 610 or so. Now it's more than 610.
I was gonna say it's like 610.
It was 610 on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep it at 610. Let's say 610. Imagine that. Everybody's just.
But I think the challenge is when people say soft life. When they say soft life, is they look at you. They say you have a soft life because you are. Or you appear to be, that's the word. You appear to be living a life that is without troubles.
Right.
I think that's what they say. But I think what I was also saying is that in reality, there really is no life without troubles. Because now I think about it, let me see. Honestly, let's be realistic. No. This, what's this? This MTV show where people do crazy, silly things. It's an MTV base. It's a TV show where they show people that are jumping and diving with their hair. Ridiculousness. Those people that are living soft life. Because I used to think like that. Because I think that, okay, so of all the things that are available to do, like of all the things you can do with your time or worry about, it's funny, right? Because I've heard people say that, to me, let me put, they look like they don't have work or they don't have stress. Like you don't have anything to worry about. You're not worrying about Buhari or NSAS or Boko Haram, and that's why you climb your roof and you can jump from your roof to another person's roof without hitting the floor. But then again, when we look at the issues that they have in the United States, for instance, they still have issues.
Yeah, they
have issues. They have real problems. Look at the shooting that happened recently in the high school or the elementary school rather. So maybe the soft life is actually an I don't care life, or I choose not to care life, or now only one life. Because right now we still haven't put a definition of what
soft life
is. We agree that it's subjective, but to think that or to say that somebody can actually live without any form of troubles, even the girl with the sugar daddy, I'm sure she will still have her troubles. She will still have, or maybe a soft life is a life that money can solve.
Yeah, I think it's more that you're not worrying about the basic money things. Like I'm not worrying about my rent. I'm not worrying about food. I'm not worrying about how I'm gonna get to this place. I'm not worrying about how I'm gonna.
I think that is.
So your problems are things money cannot buy. The issues that you have are things that money cannot buy. But as far as money is concerned, anything money can take care of. If you are saying that anything money can take care and you can have access to that money is soft life, okay, maybe.
But random question: do you think money can actually make you happy?
Definitely. Me personally, sorry. Yes.
You think money can buy happiness for you?
Definitely.
Money can't buy happiness for me.
Why?
Money can't buy happiness for me. I thought, growing up, a lot of my friends were, because I had to repeat classes over a couple of times, so I wasn't on the same level as my age mates. So I see how people, my mates actually, buy cars early, go to school, go for their masters, and I'm looking at them and saying, I think the solution to this, my problem, is if I had a car. At some point in my life, that was what I was thinking. Like, I think what I need now to be getting all the attentions from the kind of guys that I wanted at the time was to get a car. If I have a car like Titi, I think I'll be attracting that kind of guy. Eventually, I struggled and got myself a car.
Did anything change?
Nothing changed. Same old rubbish people coming to meet me. So the car did not give me the happiness eventually. So that was a big lesson for me, to say that there's nothing material that can give you happiness. Happiness is from God. Happiness is in your mind.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Please, let me ask you something, Sarah. If let's just say today, as you're walking out of here right now, someone gave you £5 million. Pause. Okay. Pause first and like think very deeply about it. Yeah? £5 million entered your bank account today. You have it all, cash, access, anything.
Are you sure we don't need a calculator for that? Okay. Because
convert it to Naira. I think it's like 800 or something like that.
Mad.
Okay, so currently as you speak,
you have that,
yes,
right, in your bank account. GTV
pam.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Now, the problems that you have in your head now, that £5 million, can it solve those problems?
It can solve, paying for my next rent and traveling all over the world. But what would make me happy right now, and I know that you take me as a woman activist and all those kind of things, I'm sure you would say this is crazy. What would make me happy right now is finding someone, a guy, for us to start our lives together. I want to have a family. I want to have children.
Yeah,
that's what's going to make me happy right now. That's my ultimate for you now. Happiness for me right now. It's not priority. My priority is right now is to how to go and eat waffles at sport. But I'm saying, like, what's that thing that was going to give me that
what's on the top of the list? What will make you really happy?
Like happy.
But do you think so?
It's having my family.
Now, do you think that if that happens now, let's use that as an example. You walk out from here, you trip Indian movie style into this fantastic, the way they used to fall, maybe like you're holding your books, books? And then you hit one guy
on the staircase, and we look at each other's eyes,
and then you guys are gazing. Okay, let's assume you meet
and we fall in love and all that kind of thing.
Do you think that would make you happy for the rest of your life?
Not the rest of my life, but for now. That's what I want. Everybody can blame me and say, you can go and do another master's, you can go to there's so many things that can make you happy in this world. But this is my own story. I want to have a family.
So, but using Zara's example, if you get that money, would you be happy?
I'll be happy, but it's not going to give me that eternal happiness that I'm looking for.
That money, by the time you're going on all those trips, where you're going to, you're going to be in like high class lounges with like quote unquote high value men.
Where they are.
What does that not do? It gives you the opportunity to access that which
and attract the kind of person you
exactly. It's like if your problem is mental health, that £5 million will pay for the best therapist in the world.
I'm telling you.
So money can do a decent.
Money can buy happiness. So
I think so. So what's happiness? Let's be real. What's happiness? What's happiness to you?
For me, happiness is just like freedom. Do what I want. I'm just free. I can wake up and say, I'm going to do this, and I can do it.
What's happiness to you, Tyra?
Happiness is, for me, it's when I mean so much to someone, that makes me very happy. When I mean so much to someone, when I have so much impact in people's life that they can't do without me. I'm not this.
When you're relevant,
when I'm very relevant to people, to someone or to people around me, I think that's what gives me that.
But are you not now though?
Happiness.
Right now, are you not?
I am. I mean, my family would always be family. So that I have that good support system, and it makes me happy. But in my career as well, it would be nice for me to be very relevant, that Tayo is not around, this thing cannot be done. I want to get to that level in my relationship as well, because I've always been looked down upon a lot in my life. So what gives me that eternal happiness is if I am not looked down upon. You know, when I'm not looked down upon and I'm relevant.
So relevance in every area, every domain of your life is what will make you happy.
I think that makes me
will
really
you have
happy.
that? So imagine you had that and you don't have any money in your bank account.
I think I'm good to go.
Are you for real?
Really?
Yes. For the fact that you invited me here, I don't have money to come. I don't have transport fares to come here. But the fact that Eyitemi considered me as though Tayo's opinion will make sense in this podcast.
Oh, goodness.
That makes me happy. I will struggle to
you know
borrow
what
the
I like
money.
about Tayo is that she always has a fresh and a different perspective. I'm honest with you, baby girl. I'm not a material person, but I like money. Because I imagine I'm relevant in every other area of my life now. What's the essence of the relevance? And I can't afford the kind of life I want.
I feel like that relevance
can give you money. Gary. Meanwhile, where you're just coming from, it's like, oh, we love you, Timmy, we need her so much.
And then you finish and then you give all this value and they say, thank you so much for what you do. We love you. Have a nice day. Bye. And then I stand at the bus stop and I'm like, how the heck do I get home?
You cannot stay at the bus stop if you're at that level. You cannot.
But she does have a point though, because you know,
I think of famous broke people.
Yeah,
you cannot.
And
I don't think we don't have we have people that are famous and broke. Do you know how many Nigerian footballers and actors?
Yeah.
And you see Taiwo Akinwumi, the man who recently died. Yeah, you know, people who have contributed to the monumental decisions or watershed moments in this country, who won our first goal, Rashidi Yekini, all those people that when you mention their names, you're like, oh my God, they really helped to put Nigeria and Africa on the map. There are a number of them that have died broke. And let's be honest, some of them you see them as in they are on the dying beds or they have cancer and they need this organ transplant. They don't even have the money to do it. And for me, the question I ask myself is, Benny, what's the point of all this fame without money? Because I feel that they say do what you love, right? And the money will follow.
You've done it. No.
They did what they loved. So what went wrong?
See, that's what I think people misunderstand. I don't think success is money. I don't think being successful is money. Like, I have 5 billionaire and I'm successful. I don't know. People attribute money to success.
To some people it might, right? But I think it should be like a side effect, like something that that's something that comes along with, so like the buy one get one free.
Like
right?
when you get this, this should also come with it.
So I agree with you when you say that success, people's definition of success would vary. So to somebody being a missus is success. Like I'm somebody's wife, he put a ring on it. Yeah. For them, they've arrived. They're successful. For the rest of it doesn't matter what the inflation rate says. As long as they are married, they are fine. And so there are people like that. And I want to say that it's okay. It's okay because I didn't have the orientation they had. I didn't grow up the same way they grew up, and all of that. But I think what should be done is to have clarity on what success means to you.
Right.
If it's money to you, I think it's fine. What is not fine is hurting people to make that money. Going above and beyond and stepping on their necks and, killing their lights and doing all of that, But tying it back to the soft life, I think if I see somebody who has what I consider the measure of success, so if my definition of success is to be a missus, and I see Tayo married to some billionaire and she's flaunting her rock and all of that, I would say she's living a soft life. Because that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's your ideal.
That's my ideal.
It's cool now that you can use your impact to then make money too, like what Zara does on her social media. She takes good pictures, she reviews food and restaurants and all those kind of lovely things, and you can also make money from it. And it's because of the entrance of social media and all of this. Before, people do those things as leisure. They do it just
leisurely as a hobby.
Yeah, as a hobby, and just to make people informed about certain things. They're not looking at how to monetize it. I'm sure in the 90s or in the 70s, people do stuff, documentaries, and they just want to be a Nobel Prize award winner, and they're not looking out to how can they, make money from it. It's not that social media, if you go and give somebody something in the prison, you will take pictures of it. If you go and you would take pictures so that you can put it on your social media, get a lot of followers, and a brand can now say, please, can you help me use this opportunity to advertise my product, and you get paid. So success to me is now that success is now money. I'm sure.
No, I don't even think it's. Do you think it's money? I don't think it's money, but I think that you should get money, because again, even in the Bible, money answered all things. Money makes life easier.
Yeah.
As in
significantly easier.
As in significantly. What's the point of being a missus and we're in love and there's no money for? There's no breakfast. In the morning you kiss me and say, baby, I love you. And then when you're hungry,
pay the bill.
Like, do you get? Because I feel that. So I think it's like a goalpost that's going to keep moving, right?
Yeah.
So Tayo, I tell you, even when you meet that man of your dreams, you're going to have a new goal.
Yes.
You're going to have something new that you're chasing that you consider success.
Yes.
Right? So success is, of course, subjective. People will see, back to the soft life, right? When you see someone living a soft life, when you say someone living a soft life, they consider them successful. Right? I mean, at the very least, is that something that would agree with? Like, when imagine someone tweets and says, Tayo is living a soft life. To them, Tayo is successful.
It depends. Soft life, I might not think that's success though. Like,
what would make you say someone is living a soft life?
If they're just like living a life of leisure, that's it for me.
And that's a soft life for you.
Leisure and luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's soft.
What would make you say someone is living a soft life?
I don't think there's any such thing as soft life. I don't think so. Fine,
what comes close to it for you though?
What comes close to it? It's just being not taking things personally. Not taking things personally, not there's the word, not taking this life so seriously and saying, it's not that deep, exactly. It's not that deep. Just be cool, take one day at a time.
How will you describe your ideal life?
My own ideal life.
The kind of life that you picture yourself living.
A life of impact. That's how
with or without money?
With money, I mean, with or without money.
How can you say without money? I'm struggling.
Your ideal. You're even.
I'm struggling, man. You want to bring kids after you meet this man. If we're going to have children, how will those children live a good life?
I know, but good life. Okay.
Maybe I don't know. I look, you kind of feel that maybe you think to have money is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but I'm not going to go about chasing money and be doing desperate things, and I will try my best.
No, of course.
I went to school, I have a job.
Of course.
I have the next step in my career that I want to take. I'll do all those things. I'll just be chill. I'll just do it. And I'm not going to go extra miles, like do crazy stuff. People do crazy things.
Madam, come, you have side hustle.
I do.
Why do you have a side hustle?
Side hustle because so I can go about my daily Nigerian life.
Nigerian life, not to make extra money.
Because it's hard here in Nigeria. If I was abroad, trust me, I'll probably just have one job, just be doing my thing.
You say that,
you
man.
Think so?
Okay.
Man, once that rent has come and the council tax and the this tax and the that tax and you're left with like £500 and you're like, oh my god. Then you have to do grocery shopping. In your mind, beginning of the month, you're like, yeah, I want to go to Waitrose, all organic. I'm gonna eat nice, and then like
just later on for me.
Just like okay, maybe I'll go to Lidl, that half off beef. You have like
just living a life of impact with or without money. Of course, money is very important. Money is very important. You have to make the money. It's okay, but the little that you have, because it's what you would take as what you won't do as a poor person. You will still do it when you're rich. So right now, with the little that you have, how are you being able to impact people?
Are you sure about that though?
That
in this Nigeria, what you not do as a poor person, not do when you're rich.
I mean, there's a way
you
they
might not
say,
take a second wife as a poor person,
but you take it when you are rich, right?
When they get that money.
But they would have seen the tendency as a poor man that you can
Does he always
like
show
women.
Though?
Yes, now even if you cannot get it, you'll be that kind of girl like the kind of guy like if I get money.
I don't agree. I've not seen men that look very humble.
The traces will be there.
Even women that look very when there's no money.
It's true.
Poverty will humble you.
It's true.
Poverty. The traces go still day.
No,
the traces go still day.
Struggle with that.
Oh,
poverty. Some places you can't even go to. So, as in, you're looking at woman.
When
When you have not even finished identifying the priorities in your own life. Not because you can't, because nobody's saying you shouldn't. But at that point, like Maslow's law of hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
Basic needs first. You don't have a place to sleep. You don't know where your next meal is coming from. You know.
I know poor guys that will still scope a girl that they cannot afford. They will still scope the girl and be like,
normal,
so imagine if that kind of guy has money, he would do. The tendency would always be there.
There's that, but there are poor guys that will not scope a girl because they know they don't have money. When they have the money, they'll scope 2 girls at a time. You know, there are people like that. But I think at the end of the day, I think what we need to establish is whether you agree that there's a soft life, there's no soft life, right? I think there's still, when you see somebody living the kind of life that you want, it's still something that it stirs up something in you. You know, there's a desire to have that, you know, to be that, or to be able to afford that. What I think the problem is when you are, it's not soft. If I assume that there's a soft life, it's not soft if you have to struggle to make certain realities happen. That's if there's a soft life. I can see your eyes. You know, but generally, I think let me just have your takes. Like generally, like a close-up take. Like, what would you, if you had to speak or say something to people who are coming? I think that there's a soft life. I think that it has to be earned. That's my own. I think there's a soft life. I think that there is and for me, soft life is, like I said, living life on my terms. But for you to be able to live life on your terms, you have to be able to earn it. So, number one, you've developed yourself to a place of relevance where you can command certain respect and certain amount of income, you know, that would help you to wake up whenever you want to wake up, rent that beach house because that beach house is not for you, pay for that travel, because again, all these things cost money, right? So I think that there's a soft life, but what people are missing, in my opinion, there's a journey. Even that girl with the sugar daddy, do you know how hard these girls position themselves to get sugar daddies?
Yes, now do her body, go for massage and all those things.
She will do body.
Yeah.
Let's assume she does not have money to even do body. She will eat in expensive restaurants. Even when she knows that when she gets home for the next 2 weeks is Gary, she will go for that show and try to get to the VIP section.
She wear heels and her feet will be sore for hours.
But again, that is them trying to earn or work for the kind of life that they want. Right? So I would say there's a soft life. I just think there is a getting into. There's a getting into. And that brings the question. Some people born into the soft life. Can be born into the soft life. You think so? I think. What do you think?
I mean, you see people born with silver spoons all the time. Like, I went to school with a lot of people like that. Like, your parents are just rich, like stupid rich. You don't have to do anything. You're just living like. I know. I follow someone who went to the same secondary school, and all they do is take trips. You're like, you're supposed to be in uni, like you're supposed to be studying right now and like struggling with everybody else, but like somehow you're in like Madeira or like you're just you know on a beach somewhere. It's like, how y'all doing that?
Okay.
So I think for that kind of person, you would say the person's life is soft. Without troubles, maybe not, because you can't see what goes on behind, and that's where the issues like mental health, depression, they might be going through. Yeah. And for some people, this soft life is their way of masking the problems that they're actually facing, that they're dealing with. As well, right, there is that. So I think for me, it's be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you admire, what you want. Because maybe some women, or more, the day I realized that there are women, who look like fire, who look hot, they look like they're living the life outside. But the man is beating the shit out of them. Was there more? Yeah. Everything that glitters.
I know a guy who
is not good.
Went to Harvard. I just admire this guy a lot. Like, my show. These ones they are sorted. His sister, father so influential. This guy killed himself. I went for his burial about 2 or 3 months ago in Lekki here. He actually committed suicide. What could have happened to him? This guy travels all over the world. For his graduation, his father bought him a G-Wagon. what can possibly be going on in his head?
So I guess that's the part where you say that money can buy you happiness. That's the part where you say that money can buy you happiness. I agree with that. And I think that where we need to be careful, where people should be careful is that don't use this soft life to mask whatever it is. If you actually need help, get help. Seek help. If you are going through something, seek help. Yeah. And not everybody that looks like they have it together actually has it together. And I think that's it. But bottom line, define your kind of soft. Me, I have my own soft definition. As in, for some people, in fact, the ultimate luxury to some people is to be able to wake up at any time. Some people like sleep. Yeah. Like, if I can wake up whenever I choose to wake up, that for them is like luxury. Yeah. Like, I don't have to oh my God, I'm going to work. My alarm was ring by 5 a.m. Wake up by 3, look at the alarm. I must not sleep past 5. This kind of 9 to 5 hustle.
Yes, so.
But for me, I would say my life is soft if I say, I turn and I look at it for 5 a.m. Okay, well, I can sleep till whenever. I mean, work starts when I wake up. And it's not an excuse. Some people say that it's a call to be undisciplined. Do you think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think
so.
Discipline can, be anywhere in your life, right? It could be with how you're eating. It could be with your workout regimen. It could be with. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm on a tight schedule all the time or whatever.
You don't have to go through a literal hell to prove to people that you are hardworking. Do you get? You don't have to be farming and be climbing trees and be doing stuff before you can tell people that you're hardworking.
I'm laughing.
Your hard work can be in your brain.
Because there are people like that. That people believe that. Yes.
My neighbors particularly, if they don't see me out early in the morning, that was last year when I was doing a remote work. Auntie Tayo, losi bisheni. No work today.
Business, though.
No work today. And before you know it, decided, there were rumors that I had there. I was living a certain kind of life, maybe having sex with men for money and all that. And I was just doing remote work inside my room there. So, but if you're not waking up 4 a.m. in the morning to go to work, come back 10, complain of traffic, backache on Saturdays, they're not seeing you. Then you are not working.
People it's funny. Now that you mention it's sad. There are some people in this society that would hate on you and say all sorts about you because you are not going through the same hardship that they're going through.
Exactly.
And I think that's one. Have you ever had a kind of experience before? People just sure. For me, maybe family. When they are talking, don't talk. You don't talk. Yes. You are sorted. Your parents have money. Have you ever had that kind of people just say, no, don't say this.
No, I think not personally, but I've definitely had that thoughts about some other people your struggle is not here. Don't.
Your struggle is different from the rest of us.
Don't be speaking where the big boys are speaking. No.
They shouldn't be. They should. No, everybody's struggle should be attended to adequately, no matter what it is. You dated somebody for 12 years and the guy broke up with you, and it's just a 2-month breakup. Everybody's capability to handle things are different. So everybody's pain should be attended to equally, not commonizing and say your own is just small.
Don't invalidate
right? People's struggle. So have I experienced it before? Maybe. But it is what it is.
Bazara of Lagos, random question, right? How did that start? What brought about that? Your pictures, your page?
Honestly, I don't even know, because I feel like it just happened more random day in secondary school. I think it was after Mayokun came out. I think maybe he just started getting popular. Everybody was just of Lagos, of Lagos, of Lagos. Okay. So then I think that was when I really started to post to social media more, but it wasn't even on an influencing type of thing. It was just me posting
yourself.
And your friends want to hype you, they'll be of Lagos. And I'm also from Lagos actually, so I was I'm actually of Lagos, not all these
no, those are claiming. First in my head,
the immigrants.
I'm when you said farm, I'm farm as in FARM, and they said FAHM. I'm oh God, where's this from?
Everybody has that reaction. I'm no, I'm from Lagos. And they're are you sure? And I'm if you go to Popo, right, Lagos Island, and you ask them, they will show you my family house.
Family
so
house, family.
I'm actually from here. Like, don't get it
well,
twisted.
that's cool though. That's cool though. So, what will be your final words if you are speaking towards talking about soft life, living, and just living, thriving, right? What would you tell people? What would be those words?
I think what I would say is just, obviously everybody wants to be at ease at the end of the day. Like, it's human nature, right? But I will say, don't kill yourself to prove that you're at ease, you know, because it's like counterproductive. Like, you're killing yourself to show other people you're at ease, meanwhile you're stressing, you can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
But do try and like kind of like incorporate, you know, try and make your life easier a little bit in certain ways, you know, if you can afford to. And even if you can't, just like try and just relax your brain, because that's also, soft life is in the head, right?
Yes.
Relax your
Problem
brain, don't stress yourself.
Yeah.
That's just it. Yeah.
What would it be for you, Taya?
What's the question again?
If you had to give like final words on the soft life and living generally and just thriving as a person, I mean, what words of advice would you, or how would you capture that concept?
Yeah, I mean, you see, the business of influencing is going to get to a stage where everybody is going to be an influencer. Everybody. I cannot see anyone in my circle now that is not trying to do TikTok or do something and, you know, crave for a lot of followers and crave for a lot of likes and comments and engagement on your posts. Everybody is going to get to that point that everybody is going to be, even my mom, almost 60.
She's doing TikTok videos.
She has not agreed to do any of my TikToks, but you know, she wants to post something. She wants to put her best foot forward. It's the day she goes for a party that she would want to post on Instagram. Take a picture on Instagram. Yeah. How many followers? No telling me. Imagine that.
Are you serious?
What do you want to do with the followers? She doesn't just know. She'll grow the page for me. That's what that's it. That's where life is getting to now.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of trend. People are going to come up with all sorts.
Yeah.
People are going to come up with all sorts. A lot of, you know, buzzwords are going to come out. There's, you want to chill with the big boys. There was now a soft life that is reigning. So I just feel like you should as back end, after all these things on social media, you should, you know, live in your own reality and understand what works for you, and don't pretend to be having a soft life because you want to follow a trend. You get, you can even,
it's okay to aspire though.
yeah, but you know, it's also good to share the difficulties that you're going through, your challenges, not just the beautiful things, so that people can understand that this is all a facade.
Sorry to break it. Now that you mentioned that, right? Do you think that if people shared their struggles as often as they shared their successes, do you think we even have any terminology called soft life?
I still think it will be there. Because at the end of the day, there are people, and as much as we want to say everybody has problems, there are people that don't have problems.
Really? I want to be that kind of person.
There are people that just don't have.
I'm trying to think about like zero problems, nothing.
It might life as in external problems, right? There are people that don't have external problems.
My point is that
you don't worry about outside. Whatever is wearing you
is on the
in
inside.
your head. Yeah.
My point is, as much as you share those beautiful soft life, all the beautiful stuff, your travels and everything, let's also see your challenges
behind the veil,
behind the veil, your difficulty booking that flight. You broke your toes. I have a friend that went on a hiking and she broke her hand, but all her pictures on social media, she's like this, she's like her hand was literally broken, like she broke this part of her hand. I don't know what I think she went on some sort of parascaling thing, and you know, the impact falling down broke her arm. But all her pictures, you would never know. But it would be nice for her to share what happened to her, how she broke her hand, how they had to cut the trip by 2 days to come back to Nigeria to get treatment and all that. Let's share more real.
Let's be more authentic.
And that's what this podcast is about, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, being authentic and, you know, telling your own stories. Let's forget about all the soft life. Show us the one that is not soft, so that you can be relatable.
So you know that, okay, so this is the kind of life you live, right? But this is the price you have to pay for it to live that kind of life.
Yeah, so that you
and so you can now count your costs and say, okay, I want to live this kind of life. I have an idea, a fairly good idea of what it's going to cost me in terms of maybe my mental health, my challenges, or the difficulties I'm going to have to face to reach that kind of life. So I think that at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that, number one, let everybody have clarity on their definition of the soft life.
Right.
That's one. Two, be careful of what you
consume,
what you covet. That's the word. Like the kind of life you covet, because you don't know what they're going through. Some people are living as though they don't have problems because they already have like an expiry date. They've gotten a sentence. You know, they have this incurable disease that says, you have 6 months to live, or you have 5 years to live, or you have 3 years to live. There are movies like that, right? And they just go all out. Like, everything I have not enjoyed, I'm going to enjoy now. There are people like that, right? So when you see them living that life, you think, oh my God, amazing. I want to be like them. But be careful, because when you wish for that life, you also wish for the problems that comes with it. You know, so that's that. And I think thirdly is that we need more authenticity. If we had more authenticity, so it's like the life of an influencer. We see them put out beautiful content, but people have minimal idea of the work that it takes. How many it takes to get that perfect picture. I'm sure you can relate, right? When you pose and then it looks like, oh my God, this angle is so fantastic, but probably I've taken like 50 shots.
I woke up like this.
Like 500. More like
you see now, 500. I woke up like this. Go German. It doesn't like that. I woke up like how? You know, so, and I think that's where content is leading towards. People are leaning towards those who are authentic.
Yes.
People are leaning towards those who are real, those who are showing it the way it is. I mean, yesterday we had the late nights, and today we're here. It's not like the easiest of things, but this had to be recorded, this had to be done, and we showed up. So it's not everything is not as it seems. So I think that's the caveat that should come with the soft life. That soft life, you see, everything is not as it seems. Like, if I had Davido's money, for example, now I might have all the money, right, and still be and still be depressed, and so I feel the need to constantly surround myself by people. But when you see me in people's company going for travels, you think, oh my God, she's made, right? So I think that would be my final word. That would be my final word on that. Like, the soft life to me, I know you don't agree that it exists. It exists to me, but there's always a story behind it. So you have to know that even if you're going to live your life like this person, what are we saying? Have you tried traveling since COVID? The headache that comes with traveling now. You run here and do your COVID test.
Zara's last travel to the US, she threw up all through the trip, but she had the video that she posted at the end of the day. I was like, are you serious?
It's a content creator, man. You have to deliver.
This girl,
you have to deliver. Are you kidding me?
One big jacket like this, doing this.
But you know the funny thing, I don't blame her. I don't blame you. I don't blame because
somebody will not say
really society does not care.
Nobody.
Society doesn't care. At the end of the day, we had an interview with Tommy the other day, right, where she was talking about when she was pregnant, she was still working so that she will not be cancelled. So the same people that are asking you to be authentic are the same ones that will cancel you if you are too authentic. So maybe you're meant to drop a video. You can.
Because like, especially with, I think there's room for authenticity on social media, especially Instagram. But at the end of the day, one thing I always tell people is that Instagram is no longer like I'm showing my life. Instagram is I'm selling you something, right? I'm selling you a dream.
Exactly.
You come here to be entertained, right? You don't come to like, because who really cares about anybody's real life? Like, I just want to, escape from my boring 9 to 5 job. I want to escape from my own,
exactly. And, like, just look I want to escape my reality.
Like, wow, somebody is out there living nice, so I can just, like, have that once maybe, right?
Exactly.
That's what it's about. Nobody really cares about, like, so okay, you spend 3 hours doing this.
For me, I care, honestly speaking. That's why sometimes when you're talking about a trend, I started following trend when I started working with you guys. Because sometimes when I just joined the company, there's a lot of things that go on the internet, and I'm asking, so what's that? On what platform am I going to see this news? And it was deliberate because I have BP issues. I had to make sure that I control what I see. I don't follow Instablog Ninja because it's always one tanker fell or one woman, one person killed somebody in Maiduguri. I don't want to see all that stuff because it affects my health. So I follow people who are relatable, people that are probably going through the same thing, as in something similar to my life.
So you can resonate.
Some people is escape for them, which I understand, but for me is I just want to see someone who that would give me hope. Like, okay, I'm not the only one in this.
To know you're not alone.
Yeah, I had a problem with my career, brand management, PR person. What is all this that I'm doing? And now I'm following a PR person and saying what are the differences between a PR person and a brand manager, something. People get it confused. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So for real, this is actually a thing. I'm not alone in this. Okay, tell me more. So I'm more confident. It's not just about I don't want to escape. I don't want to go to. Sometimes I come across all those stuff, but which is
for Nigeria. We understand.
but I don't want.
For some people, self-life is Jack Basha.
That one said
but I think they need to know that it's not soft
there. We are just saying it now. You pay bills, you do this and that.
It's not soft too. Even if you're jackpot, it's not soft too. So declare your definition of soft life, and I think that's what it is. So I'm super psyched that we had this conversation. We didn't exactly agree on whether this is soft life, but I think that we can agree that if there is, right, everybody should have their own definition, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of like the authentic. I like what you said about Instagram. Like, it's no longer about somebody wants to see. Everybody's life is crappy. Why am I coming to see something more crappy on social media? But again, there are people that also want to see that know that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with influencing, right? So that's why people always find their tribe, right? So if you share content that highlights the challenges that you go through, you'll find your tribe. People like Tayo that want to see more authenticity, that want to see what is real, what is, not what should be.
Right.
And at the same time, I put down and say, I beg. I don't want to see how many hours whether you puked after that flight or whether you went parasailing and then you broke your leg. Show me you parasailing. Show me you having fun. And then let me escape this horrible reality that I have right now. Yeah. So I think that's like fantastic. You guys are feeling that.
Sorry, I think you're taking it. I'm like, are we okay?
Is everything all right? So thank you so much. Zara, where can they find you when you find you on social media?
Zara of Lagos everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
She's Zara of Lagos. People she takes really dope pictures. Like you can see, just follow her.
10K followers.
Mado.
I might add that.
And where can they find it?
It's Instagram. I'm not an influencer, but I try to take small fine pictures. Lady the first. That's my Instagram handle.
Let me tell you guys that when everybody is walking, when the whole world is walking, Tayo is taking pictures. It can be very annoying.
I do, but I don't even
post them. We go for an event and everybody is without makeup and we are sweating. But man, Tayo's face.
Never to be caught on fresh.
I get it, right?
And I'm not even influencing. Maybe I should consider influencing.
You should.
Some sort of plus size,
the soft life.
skinny core.
People can see the soft life through you.
I will show the part where I went space trainer. Something like this. I will show you. So if that's what you want, I mean,
it's all good.
I'm sure I'll have my own people too. That wouldn't mind seeing all that.
Definitely. So this is the second episode of our podcast, NoOrdinary Conversations. I had Zara, I had Tayo, and I'm excited to bring more to you guys. So like I said, real conversations, real people, and don't forget to follow us and subscribe. Bye.
NoOrdinary. Bye.